On May 10, 2026, the Prime Minister of India stood on a stage in Hyderabad and told 1.4 billion people to stop buying gold. Not stop wearing it. Not stop investing in it. Stop buying it. For 1 year. Regardless of which wedding, regardless of which festival, regardless of which function at home. He blamed the war in West Asia, the oil shock, the forex bleed. All real, all true. Indians had just spent $71 billion on gold in 12 months. The Prime Minister wanted that number to be zero. But the bunker he was sealing, that started 9 months earlier, long before a single missile flew over Tehran. He had 3 days. Air Force One was already in the air. Donald Trump was about to land in Beijing. This was about something bigger. This had happened before. July 1971. Henry Kissinger boarded a plane in Islamabad. He had told the press he had a stomachache. He had told the world he was resting. He was lying. The plane flew east, 300 miles, into Beijing. The first American official to walk into Beijing in 22 years. The plane took off from Pakistan. The man who put it on the runway was Yahya Khan, the general whose army was killing 3 million Bengalis that summer. 10 million refugees were pouring into India. The genocide was 100 days old. Kissinger told India's ambassador the United States would not lift a finger if China attacked. The White House tapes are declassified now. You can listen to them. They mocked India's Prime Minister by name. They mocked Indians as a people. And then, they did something worse than say it. They put a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier into the Bay of Bengal to back the man committing the genocide. India watched. Then India signed a treaty with Moscow and finished the war in 13 days. This is the pattern. Watch it repeat. June 1998. 6 weeks after India tested a nuclear bomb. Bill Clinton flies to Beijing. He stands next to Jiang Zemin and reads a joint statement. India must roll back. India must sign the test ban. India must stop. Two of the most powerful men on earth speaking in one voice about a country neither of them is in. November 2014. Obama flies to Beijing. He stands next to Xi Jinping and announces a climate framework. The whole world will be pressured to accept it at Paris. India isn't asked. January 2020. Donald Trump signs a $200 billion trade deal with China. 6 months earlier, India had lost its trade preferences with America. Every time these two countries speak in one voice, India is the object, not the subject. After 50 years of this, the people who run India have learned 5 things. Never depend on one great power. The Americans will trade you for the Chinese. The Chinese will trade you for whoever pays. When Washington and Beijing sit down together, it is not a forum. It is a trap. When they speak in one voice, you do not negotiate. You wait. You hedge. You build. Build the coalition of the excluded. If they keep you out of the room, build a different room. Hard capability is the only seat at the table. The country that tested a nuclear weapon in 1998 wrote the next 10 years of South Asian diplomacy. And the last rule, the one nobody quotes, the one only the people inside the building know. Never react. Never chase. Never pick. Let the summit happen. Then move. While the world was watching Beijing, the man in Delhi spent 9 months building a bunker. Watch it go up. August 15th, 2025. Red Fort, the longest Independence Day speech in Indian history. 103 minutes. The theme: Swadeshi, self-reliance. Dam kam, dam zyada. Cheaper, but more powerful. The doctrine is announced. September 22nd. Goods and Services Tax. 8 years of clutter collapsed into 2 slabs. Daily use goods cut to 5%. Milk to 0. A trillion rupee gift to the household. February 1st, 2025. The budget. Income tax wiped for anyone earning under 12 lakh. 10 million Indians stopped paying tax overnight. The finance minister says it out loud, leave more money in their hands. March 10th. 5 years after India banned Chinese investment, the same government opens the door. Up to 10%. Automatic route. 60-day approval. Because to build a made-in-India phone, you need a Chinese rare earth magnet. Pride is for speeches. Production needs supply. May 4th. Bengal. 49 years of left and TMC rule. Gone. The BJP wins Bengal for the first time in its history. 207 seats. 10 days before Trump lands in Beijing, Modi has the biggest political mandate of his life. May 5th. The president of Vietnam lands in Delhi, 48 hours after the Bengal verdict. They sign 13 agreements. Rare earths, UPI BrahMos on the table. Indo-Pacific flank locked. May 10th. Hyderabad. Stop buying gold. May 13th. Air Force One touches down in Beijing. May 14th. The room opens. 8 moves, 9 months, every single one of them in place before the room opens. He didn't just build a bunker. He built it on a deadline. Here is what is on the table in that Beijing room. 1. India is buying 1.5 million barrels of Russian oil a day at a discount. If Trump trades that discount to China for soybean orders, Reliance and Naira lose billions. India's current account blows out. 2. China makes 93% of the rare earth magnets in every Indian electric car. 87% of the antibiotics in every Indian pharmacy. If Beijing keeps the export license as a weapon, India cannot make a phone, a missile, or a vaccine without Chinese permission. 3. Pakistan is buying Chinese stealth fighters, J-35s, deliveries accelerated to early 2026. If Trump eases American technology curbs on Beijing, the next generation of those fighters lands at Sargodha in 18 months. 4. The rupee is at a record low. Foreign investors have pulled $21 billion out of Indian stocks this year. India is the third party at a 2-player table. Trump trades what costs him nothing. India pays in everything. Now the part nobody is telling you. On May 10th, Modi told 1.4 billion Indians to stop buying gold. That same week, in a vault in Mumbai, the Reserve Bank of India quietly counted its stockpile. 880 tons. 168 tons flown back to Indian soil in the last year alone. 240 tons since 2023. India has been bringing its gold home for 3 years. One India is being told to stop. The other India cannot stop. One is suppressing demand. The other is stockpiling supply. Both are preparing for the exact same thing. You have seen this before. May 1991. India had 2 weeks of imports left in the bank. The government flew 67 tons of gold out of the country, 47 to the Bank of England, 20 to the Bank of Switzerland, to raise $600 million and stay solvent. The lowest moment in Indian economic history. In 1991, India airlifted gold out. In 2026, Modi told Indians not to buy any. Same metal, same fear. Different decade. This time, the country is ready. Some of you are about to say it, so let me say it first. India is not panicking. India just took the chair of BRICS. India just won Bengal. India holds nearly $700 billion in foreign exchange, 11 months of imports. India is growing at 6.6%, the fastest large economy in the world. India just commissioned its third nuclear submarine, 3 at sea for the first time. They are right about the scoreboard. The anxiety is not about today. The anxiety is about the asymmetry of two powers, writing the rules of a world that India trades with. This is what Delhi is doing on May 14th. Nothing. No press conference, no leak, no counter-summit, no statement from the foreign ministry beyond the routine. The Prime Minister is in a state capital, opening a road. The External Affairs Minister is at a book launch. The summit is happening. India is letting it. And then, in the weeks after, things will start to move. A Quad meeting will be scheduled. A defense deal will close. An oil cargo will reroute. A factory will break ground. None of it announced as a response. All of it the response. The bunker is not fear. The bunker is patience. Patience is the only weapon a civilization has against empires that think in news cycles. In 1971, the contempt was on tape. In 2025, it is on camera. The microphones change. The country in between just keeps going. Trump landed in Beijing yesterday. The room is open today. India is not in the room. India is not in the room because India is everywhere else.